Hi guys, my name is Catherine. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell below and comment down below your favorite thing about this video. So right now we're going to be having conversations that I have seen online about certain topics, necessarily relationship, personal growth and all of that. Guys, girls, ladies, whatever you identify as, you need to get in shape because it enhances your overall personal health and mental health. I don't really like to force people to go into things that requires daily motivation, such as working out. Working out has to come from within. When you're in shape, you feel very different. Your head space is very different. You have a lot of clarity. You might not change as a human being. Your life might not be different. You might still have the same character, but at some point you're going to see growth within you and see the difference of how you look, because most times your outer look boosts your inner confidence. Don't wait for someone to motivate you to get in shape, or for you to even be in a relationship. There are certain things I feel like you should have worked on personally. Don't wait for somebody to fill you with happiness. Don't think someone is going to come into your life and give you all the joy, all the healing that you require as a person. To even get to that point, you need to work on yourself, on your personal growth, on patterns that you feel like are coming from your past traumas. You need to be able to work on such things for you to be able to find happiness, even to give to the next person. There's a saying that says, hurt people hurt people. Even being in a relationship with anybody, first of all, you have to be in a relationship with yourself. Being in a relationship entails you discovering yourself, what you like, what you do not like, the things you enjoy, hobbies you appreciate. You have to be able to love yourself, forgive yourself, be nice to yourself, be kind to yourself. There's so many things you need to do on your own. You don't even feel good to even date someone who is not even confident in their own self. Just overwhelming, because you feel like you have to give like an emotional support. Not everyone have the emotional intelligence to be able to fill people's cup or to be able to make people feel good about themselves. So you need to be able to do that by your own self. I've seen people who have experienced this, and I know it's a thing. You're going to go into a relationship with someone who you feel like you're gonna have children with. If you have a business that you do as a man and you feel like you want your woman to be seated in the house, please involve your woman in any business that you do. You are a stay-at-home mom or you're a full-time housewife, please, in as much, involve yourself with the things such as bills, such as the business of your husband, such as things that can equip you for the future. And this is what I mean. So God forbid, there's so many situations like that. What if you are in a relationship and your husband have a business, is working, he was doing well, and all of a sudden an accident happens and your husband is gone? So what's gonna happen with the business if you have no idea, if you have nothing, if you didn't even know what was going on? Your children are going to struggle. You are going to struggle a whole lot more. In every relationship, you have to be willing to work together. It has to be a partnership. You can't think one person has a role to play, in as much as everyone have their roles to play and be very comfortable playing your role. You still have to know at least bits of things that is happening in your partner's life. Each parent should be able to get as much information as they need to be able to improve. If as a man you feel like your work is to provide and all, please teach your woman and equip her to be able to provide for herself. If you have a woman that can already provide for herself and for the family, amazing. As a woman too, what if something goes wrong in the hospital of childbearing and the woman is gone? God forbid, I don't wish that to anybody, but there's so many cases of that happening. People feel like it's a woman's job, but this is 2023. Like, if you're going to be getting married to these new generations, as a man and woman, you have to be willing to know a couple more things than you actually know, and be willing to do more things than you actually think you're supposed to be doing. Because like, things are changing and you need to be able to move as the world is moving. Teaching your man how to take care of the house, the kids. When it comes to training your children, it has to be a collective thing. You have to have the aspect of the man and the woman coming together to make decisions for the house. Don't leave your training for the woman because you feel your woman is at home. Only the woman's training to a child is not enough. Children need their father figures as much as they need their mother figure. So this goes to my next topic, which is alpha females. People really don't claim alpha females because a lot of people these days have been preaching femininity. I've been working for my mom for a couple years now, and I've seen how businesses work. And guys, you need your masculine energy in the workforce. Every time I'm working, I'm on masculine energy mode, and at the same time having my femininity intact, because I'm a woman. I'm still going to act like a woman. I'm still going to like things that most women like, but at the same time doesn't mean I can't be able to work in a workforce professionally.
I think there's a misconception with that when it comes to women in leadership as well. It's like, yes, I'm a strong woman. Yes, I am assertive and driven, and I put my foot down when I need to and things of that sort. But it isn't me denying my femininity and me being a woman in the essence of that. And just because I'm being strong and forthcoming, it also doesn't mean that I'm necessarily, you're perceiving me as masculine, but I certainly know I'm a woman, and I like that.
With that being said, all I have to say is, as a woman, if you feel like you need to be in the workforce and people feel like you have a lot of masculine energy, because a lot of times people actually tell me masculine energy is more, and when I'm with my sisters, they're always telling me that my feminine energy is even more than my masculine energy, and I'm like, and I stay at home with my sisters. If my sisters are telling me that, it means like people outside, they perceive me in a particular way, that half the time is not really the entire being of my person, and you feel like because of the kind of work you do, you need to be more in your masculine energy. Do what you got to do to pay your bills. Like, most times people know when to switch, but it's sometimes very hard to actually switch. But at the same time, not everyone wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and not every woman wants to be a full-time housewife. A lot of women have dreams, things they want to achieve in life, purpose that they feel like they need to fulfill. If you think that that's what you want as a woman, be very confident about it and do not even feel sorry that that's who you are. And this takes me to the next video I found, which is love, respecting your woman, and eventually having the emotional intelligence to be able to deal with your partner. So this is,
I'll repeat the question again. What do you know now about love and respect that you didn't know before? And then the second part is, what is your greatest lesson that you learned?
With love, you know, the love languages are big, I think, because when you know how somebody's being loved, you can love somebody the way you want to be loved all day long. But that the other person might know they're loved, but they might not feel loved. So on the love side, as far as respect, women in general want to be loved, unconditionally loved. Men want to be respected unconditionally. So men may not be always meeting your expectations, but I still want to be respected. As far as the second question, accountability is something I've learned more recently about taking responsibility. And I've learned to start taking responsibility for everything in my life, everything that's happened, everything, whether it was my fault or not. So when I start taking responsibility, I notice that I get a different, and I own up to that, I get a different response. Or it's just disarming to the other party involved. But now you get to let them see their part.
you can really love somebody in a way that you feel like is love for you, but at the same time, that's not even the person's love language. You might just be wasting your time. But if you're going to be in a relationship with family, friends, woman, man, you need to understand people's love language. If you really care that much, you need to be able to know people's love language, to be able to tell how to love them well. In as much as love is given to them, some people don't feel love for themselves. Some people don't even feel they need to even do anything for somebody. Like I saw in a video where a man was saying something about he got to a stage of giving. Let me even find that. Okay.
Relationships are a partnership, and we've lost that. Now we enter relationships with selfish desires. Anytime you enter a relationship and you think about what you need to get or what you need to receive, I promise you that relationship's not going to work out. Because when you truly love somebody, when you truly want to be with somebody, you're thinking about what you can do for them. And it takes a different type of maturity to figure that out. That's something I struggle with, and it's something after like situations I went through, I was able to realize that like I gotta think about what I can do for her. It's not about what I'm gaining, You know what I'm saying? It's not about what I need her to do for me. What can I do for her? And when you're loving somebody for them and not for yourself, then it doesn't upset you when you're not receiving something that you had expectations for before. You know what I'm saying? But it takes you to work on yourself before you can do that. Because if you haven't learned how to love yourself, then how can you expect somebody else to love you? You gotta be able to take care of all the issues that you have.
And this takes me to the aspect of giving. Actually, when it comes to friendships, any relationship at all, this is how I feel. I feel like if you are in a relationship with anybody, friends, whatever, and there's no thought of you even giving or trying to even give, no matter whatever you want to give, you have to be willing to give something. If you really like somebody, first, the things you think about is, what do I want to do for the person? Not even, most times you don't even think of what you want to receive from the person. But I understand that some people feel like they need to receive back, but I also understand the fact that some people are just takers. They will just take and would never give you anything. You need to be able to understand that, in as much as you feel like that's who you are, that's your personality, and that's what you represent. Except if you're filled with yourself, as the guy said, you have to be fully aware to a certain level of who you are and giving without even expecting. I understand that, but let's not lie, everybody likes to be loved on, and for you to even love, you have to give something. Even if it's your time, your service, whatever you are doing, you have to literally give something. If your first thought is not even doing or trying to please the person that you are in a friendship or a relationship with, is that really a friendship or a relationship? Because it really baffles me that, and that's why I said takers don't know, they never say no to take it. If you're a giver, you need to be willing to have this conversation with yourself and be like, okay, I think this is how much I want to give to this person. You need to be willing to give in a certain way that does not like put you off ground. You have to be accountable for the things that you do. If someone tells you, okay, this is something that you're doing that I really do not like, and you're still looking for excuses, and be like, okay, this is just my personality, this is who I am, if you can't accept it, then you move forward. And I get that, and I understand that you have to respect people's boundaries. And you're trying to work a relationship for it to be like prepared. You need to be willing to have such conversations, except you feel like you're done with that friendship or you're done with that relationship, and be like, okay, I think I've had enough and I just want to dip. Because in this is 2023, people are actually setting boundaries for themselves, because a lot of people have been working over a lot of people. So this is the right time to actually set boundaries. But at the same time, I feel like if you want something to work, you need to be willing to have that conversation. And this takes me to borrowing from friends. I'm saying this because I've had an experience back then in school. I actually borrowed something from somebody. I was supposed to pay the person back, but I felt like, oh, the person was well-to-do, or the person might not want it back immediately, because I felt like, oh, I really don't have so much, so let me not even give it out now until I have a lot more, then I can give it back. I don't even know why I thought that, which is crazy now that I think about it. And a friend of mine came to me and was like, you can't really do that, because even if the person have so much to give or have so much, it doesn't really count, because you borrowed it and you promised to return it. It makes the relationship with the friendship be uncomfortable for the both of you. Oprah said in one of her talks, she said this in quote, I would not borrow a friend of mine money except it's something I'm willing to give out and not even willing to receive in return. And this stuck to me, because now that I'm grown to a certain point, I get the reason. Keeping your words to family, friends, those are people that really got your back. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, people that are going to represent you, if conversations come up, I'm like, okay, talk about this person, what do you know about this person, that the people that are actually going to say, oh, this is what I know about these people, and they're going to still do it out of love if they really, really, really do love you and like you personally. And so this takes me to my next topic. You need to be able to have conversations with people without having to disrespect them. You should be able to air out your issues with somebody without having to create issues or insulting a person. There's something called constructive criticism. If you can't be constructive when you're criticizing somebody, that not everyone is emotionally intelligent enough to have some certain conversations. A lot of people are actually very scared having hard conversations about things that is affecting their relationship and is almost breaking their relationship, which is still very crazy, because I feel like people need to learn to build that habit of having to have that hard conversations. Because I'm saying this, I'm still learning, I'm still not there yet, but at the same time I feel like everybody needs that at some point. Actually, if you feel like you want the relationship to keep going, you need to be able to have such conversations. And I think that's what men mean when they say like be respectful, not necessarily lick my feet. Sometimes it's not even about the message being passed, it's how you pass the message that just takes the whole conversation to a different whole level. If you're in touch with your feminine energy as a man, you need to know that still women need respect, because in as much as women need love, you need to have conversations with women as if you're having conversation to do them. So women just like it when you just open up and just like be vulnerable, basically hitting the nail on the head. Like, some people really appreciate that, and you guys can both work on your relationship or your friendship, and you guys can have an amazing life after. Having to have good communications with your partner is very healthy in the long run, because at some point there's some conversations that won't be hard anymore, because you already broke the barriers to be able to have a good conversation with your partner. Not just you listening, but at the same time being heard and willing to change things. You hear me, but you're acting the same, you're still not acting different. So guys, we've come to the end of this. Are just topics that I see online that I feel like I just want to hop on. I still remain my humble self, Catherine, and please subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned. Love you and God bless you. Bye guys.